Hello, and welcome to my video PowerPoint presentation for my Human Resource Management class. This is the second video I've made for this class, along with the website description of this video as well. Now let's get started. Now, last time I presented the Toronto Blue Jays and the MLB. This time I decided to switch it up, as you can see here. This time I did this project on the Toronto Raptors and the NBA instead because the Blue Jays aren't playing particularly well right now to start off their season. In any case, once again for this video project, I had to pick more chapters from my class textbook to make links to my topic. After doing a lot of hard thinking, I finally came to the conclusion that it would be best for everyone, and particularly me, if I picked chapters 7 and 9. I can't tell you how hard it was to choose these two chapters instead of 4 other great ones. Anyway, these chapters cover rewarding and recognizing employees and management and employee rights and discipline respectively. Anyway, for this entire presentation to make sense to anyone, I'm going to need to tell you who exactly the Toronto Raptors are. First of all, they're owned by Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. Second of all, they're partners with many of Canada's top 100 employers. Since this video only needs to be 5 minutes long, and not 100 instead, I'm only going to name a few, such as Rogers, who happen to be the owners of the Toronto Blue Jays, Air Canada, Ford, Bell, and Canadian Tire, among many others. Third of all, the Raptors have been part of the NBA since 1995 and are valued at $980 million right now, making it the 14th richest team in the league according to Forbes. The Raptors are currently in the first round of the NBA playoffs against the Indiana Pacers. Hopefully, they won't continue their trend of choking, which is turning into an annual tradition. They're the only Canadian team, and since no hockey teams can win anything for us right now, well, we have to rely on the Raptors for the time being. The Vancouver Grizzlies used to exist, but relocated in 2001 to Memphis, which got swept by Antonio on Sunday. Speaking of the playoffs, the Raptors have never won a championship, only 4 Atlantic Division titles. They have one affiliate to rely on, the Raptors 905, which are based in Mississauga, which have done a good job of developing good players for the NBA team this year. Now to talk about the first chapter, which I presented just a few minutes ago, Chapter 7, which has the main topic of rewarding and recognizing employees. In particular, the book talks about an organization's concern in strategic reward program development, factors that influence pay levels, major job evaluation systems, the compensation structure, types of incentive plans, legally required employee benefits, voluntary benefits. Now let's take a look at how reality and theory compare. The Raptors and the NBA are similar because the NBA is concerned about equity. For example, there's a salary cap for each team to have a maximum amount of money it can use by players. This prevents one team hiring all the good players based on this. Pay level factors are mostly internal, which are the players' performances, but external factors, such as the economy, play a role in how much the Raptors can afford players' salaries. Incentive plans are mostly individual bonuses, special feats done during the regular season. Benefits include life and health insurance, which are legally required, while some branches of the NBA offer paid time off, especially to people that work for organizations and franchises that aren't the players themselves, but work behind the scenes. Differences in this are in the job evaluation systems and compensation structure. There are only 2 differences. It's obvious that the NBA really goes by the book for this. The NBA doesn't use a specific system as much as teams just research which player they need or want based on the team's manager's decisions. Same thing goes for compensation structures. There's no specific wage survey and such. Teams offer what they can to players they want, or if not, go get the next best player or trade for them. Now, we're going to look at a quick video from 2015 that proves how important treating employees, players, and their families is to the NBA.
While the devastating injury to Kyrie Irving has been a major storyline, otherwise, the NBA Finals has been a major success. Ratings for Game 1 set a record, and the league has continued to enrich the cities it has visited through its NBA Cares initiatives. In total, the league has refurbished and enhanced 971 places where kids and families live, learn, and play. The latest being the Boys and Girls Club of Oakland, Ocean E. Carr Branch.
Of course, it makes me feel fantastic. I mean, as great as the competition is on the floor, ultimately this is what it's really about. This is how we can have a lasting impact. We leave behind an institution that will ultimately house thousands and thousands of kids.
That truly is great. Now back to theory. In particular, as you can remember from way back a few minutes ago, Chapter 9 focuses on management and employee rights and discipline. Chapter 9 specifically looks at different types of rights under legal implications, employee job expectancy rights, establishing disciplinary practices, discipline meaning and investigations, progressive and positive discipline, dispute resolutions, and ethics. As you can probably imagine now, we're going to compare reality theory again. Now the similarities include rights and legal implications and job expectancy rights. The NBA rulebook protects everyone in the organization, and since players sign contracts, this obliges them to follow these rules. If not, they may be disciplined under different procedures, which they may also appeal to, and is otherwise known as type of due process. Progressive discipline occurs a lot, as suspensions and such are handed out when players do wrongful acts, and if these acts are repeated, then suspensions and possibly fines increase as well. Positive discipline is used less often, but it is used for players and coaches to sit down and talk about fixing any problems that may be occurring. The NBA has a code of ethics, and many people go above and beyond this by having personal charities and such. Differences occur with off-duty discipline, investigations, and resolutions. If a player takes performance-enhancing drugs, for example, then he will most definitely be suspended pretty quickly. Investigations occur as well to discipline external fights and such. Yes, Blake Griffin, I'm talking about you. For anyone who doesn't know who I'm talking about, he's an NBA player who got suspended for fighting with a trainer just a little while back. Disputes mostly occur with salaries, when it's not with trainers. Most times, arbitration is used to resolve this instead of step review systems and other methods. Now, in conclusion, after this very entertaining video, it is obvious that offering equitable rewards and recognition and taking proper care of employees and disciplining them if necessary to help them grow ensures the success of an organization. I hope you enjoyed this as much as a college student enjoys procrastinating. Now, as Porky Pig would say, that's all, folks. Just kidding. Here's my works cited page and bibliography to make sure I'm not accused of plagiarism at any point during this presentation. Now I can seriously say, that's all, folks.